Today's question comes from Jim in Arizona. Due to a recent divorce, my credit was ruined and retirement wiped out. I've been able to start restoring my score, currently at 640. I want to get my credit back up to over 700 so I can buy another home. I have $3,000 in debt on a vehicle payment, and I'm paying off medical debt now under $2,000. I want to do the baby steps, but I need the debt to rebuild credit to buy a new home. Where do I start?
Well, George, you would be homeless.
Yeah, 100%. This is a very interesting
scenario. I'm glad
scenario.
you're not homeless, George.
Me too. How can you get a home without a credit score, Dave? Have you ever talked about this in 30 years?
The best example I can think of is you. You did it.
Yes.
How did you do that, George?
I did it. Well, it's a fancy process called manual underwriting. It's very old-timey. They look at your real financial life, like your income.
Like to see if you can actually pay the payments and stuff.
Just like that.
Oh, man, that's wicked.
And you have to send in a few utility bills, say, hey, look, I pay things on time. I'm reliable. You can trust me. And then they go, okay, here's a mortgage. And a lot of people, I've got some flack because we did an episode on the credit score called The Dirty Truth Behind Your Credit Score. And one of the things
On the Fine Print Podcast.
On the Fine Print Podcast. And one of the things we attacked was this idea that you need a credit score to get a mortgage. And we talked to our friend Seth over at Churchill Mortgage, and he walked us through the process. And a lot of people are freaked out. They go, it's so difficult, and your interest rate's going to be so much higher.
No, it's not.
And I can tell you from someone who's done it that none of that is true.
It's not difficult, and your interest rate's not higher. Liar! You liar person, you.
That's right. So to Jim in Arizona, this idea that and he said it himself, but I need the debt to rebuild credit.
Well, he has believed the lie, and Jim's not the liar, but he believed the lie that's out there, that people that were giving you a hard time about the fine print thing, because the Fine Print Podcast, because here's the thing. The lie is that the great provider in your life is the great God FICO. And if you worship at the altar of the great God FICO and continue to bring him offerings of interest by paying payments on your debt repeatedly, he will raise his eyes to you.
Bestoweth upon you.
He will bestoweth upon you a greater score because you have earned your way. Talk about legalism. You've earned your way. There's no grace in this.
No.
You've earned your way into the great God FICO's presence by borrowing lots of money and paying it back. So we borrow money. Why? So we can pay payments. Why? So we can get a higher score. Why? So we can borrow money. Why? So we can pay payments. Why? So we can get a higher score. Why? So we can pay payments. So we can get more debt. So it's a dog chasing its tail, building banks with bank money. And they took it from you. It's not working.
No, this is like Sisyphus just pushing up the rock every day, trying to build his score back up. And here's the thing. It goes back to the gamification we talked about with credit card rewards. It feels good to have a good score. You feel like this is my scoreboard for my financial life. But the true scoreboard is not having debt and having a high net worth. Yeah. That's what it's about. And so to do that, Jim, here's what's going to happen. You're going to pay off your debt. And after probably 6 months or so, your credit score will become indeterminable.
Make sure you have no debt accounts of any kind open
Zero.
and active.
Close them all.
None. Active. They're all paid off. Even if you've got some old bad debt, go clean it up. All accounts are closed. And then your little 640 score will go poofy and disappear, and you will be a zero.
You'll be
I'm a zero,
invisible.
And George is a zero.
Yeah.
It's okay to be zero.
We talked about this in the
on the
podcast.
stupid score.
Your credit invisible, and
you want to get a zero on your stupid score.
Yes, and just like I was invisible to girls in high school, you will become invisible with your credit history. That's what's going to happen. You'll disappear. No one will see you in the credit world when they look up your account. Dave, that hurt. That one, you felt that.
And it's bad.
I know.
Bad. It's sad.
Fine. I'm married up now. I'm doing great. I'm doing much better, guys. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, well, you're just a regular sex symbol now.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
unbelievable.
Back to Jim's question. Buddy, you don't need to rebuild your score. The 640 is going to go away after you've had no debt, your accounts are closed, and then you can work with a reputable mortgage company like Churchill Mortgage. There's others that do this. People act like they're just not out there.
You just can't get around without debt, son. Don't you know?
Oh,
I hate
don't
this.
Challenge me.
The culture talking down to you. Let me tell you what happened to me. 1988, I filed bankruptcy, right? 28 years old. Dumber than a rock, obviously, because I filed bankruptcy because I was an idiot because I got too far in debt and I don't know what I'm doing. I got a finance degree, but I'm dumber than a rock. Doesn't work, right?
These days, you'd be a TikTok star, Dave.
So, well, there you go. That I have no response to that. So, anyway, my bankruptcy attorney gave me financial advice. Now, this should give you pause to start with, right? But not me. I'm dumb enough I took it. He said, so you need to go, the first thing you need to do is you need to rebuild your credit after bankruptcy. Because a Chapter 7 bankruptcy just wipes you out, baby. I mean, your credit's just destroyed. All you got on there is all these negative things. And everything's going to be on there for 7 years, except your Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is going to be on there 10 years. Oh, goody. He goes, so you need to build some positive credit immediately. And I'm like, so how do I do that? Who's going to loan a bankrupt fool money? Now, this is 1988. You know what he said, do? Go sign up for, today's version would be online, but in those days it was analog. Go sign up and order and subscribe to every financial magazine. As soon as you do, you'll start getting pre-approved credit cards in your mailbox. Start using those, and you will rebuild your credit. And
What
you
a
know
life
what?
hack.
It completely worked.
Wow.
I got credit cards coming out my ears in about 6 months after filing bankruptcy. They came in just like taking candy from a baby. And it wasn't long after that I woke up and realized, wait a minute, I'm doing the same stupid butt stuff that got me here in the first place. And you're a dumb boy. You just do the same dumb thing over and over again. And so we had a little plastic surgery party, and I no longer take financial advice from bankruptcy attorneys, which who's dumb enough to do that to start with?
He wants you back in his office in a few years.
Apparently, I want to be in this. I'm going to be a regular customer. Ugh.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Good stuff there.
But I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same lie that if you tell a lie loud enough, often enough, and long enough, it's called propaganda. And eventually the entire culture believes the lie, to where if you say the sky is blue, they say, no, it's not. And if you say, don't jump off a building, you'll hit the sidewalk. No, law of gravity doesn't apply. But people believe this crap.
Yeah. I always say,
my credit was ruined, so how do I fix my ruined credit? Go get more credit.
You got to get it. I tell people, Dave, if you follow the trends, you will fall for the traps. And the credit score is one of these trends.
Pithy.
Thank you. Took me a while to tweet that. But it's one of those things that the credit score has been this trend for so many years, where we're telling 17, 18-year-olds, you got to build your credit. You got to build your credit. You're going to need it for the rest of your life.
Well,
stop.
And the problem is the parents, they believe what they're saying because they're dumb too. I was that dumb person. I just told you my dumb story. Oh my God, we've all done dumb. So listen, if we just can't call stupid, we got a problem. Oh, wait a minute. We got a problem because now it's illegal to just say what.
You hurt my feelings, Dave.
You have them? See,
Not
there
anymore.
we go. There we go. I didn't know George had
You've
feelings.
depleted all of my feelings.
I thought we had a feeling-ectomy. This is the Ramsey Show.